Good morning, Boerne. This is Jeff Flinn from the Boerne Star. We're here on the Boerne Brew, Boerne Radio 103.9. You know where you are. You're already listening. Good morning. Hope you have a cup of Java or Joe, whatever you want to call it, in front of you. I'm not a coffee drinker, so drink one for me. So we have a different, kind of a special program today. Got a couple guests. I'm not going to introduce them. We're not going to introduce our guests. And the reason why is they work anonymously. They work under the cover of night. Yes, well, it's kind of a, they're laughing. It's kind of a self-serving episode today. They are part of what we call the Dining Divas for our newspaper. They go out and unannounced, they show up at an eatery, a dinette, someplace in town here, and they go in, they enjoy, they talk, they mingle, they order, they eat, they observe, and then they go home and write about it. We just had one, this is a recording on Wednesday. On Wednesday's online edition of the Boerne Star, we have one of their efforts at the Richter Tavern, as a matter of fact. There's one coming up in just a few weeks. They've already eaten there, so that there's no chance of you rushing down and changing things right now. So I'll stop over and get photos, or they take good photos of the food they eat. I'd like to introduce two of them. Now, the women, there's four of them. They go out, in three or four. They go out, they take the names, if you remember the TV show, it's in syndication, The Office. Michael Scott and Jim Halpern and all those guys, Dwight Schrute. Well, they go out and eat, and when they write up their article, they take the names of Erin, Pam, those were the two receptionists, and then Kelly and Nelly. Kelly being Mindy Kaling's role, and then Nelly came on later in the series as one of the ad reps. So Erin, Pam, Kelly, and Nelly go out and eat, and they write. And today we have Nelly, and we have Erin, correct? Yeah, well, welcome. I'm going to be pointing you guys all day because I know I'm not going to verbalize your names. And I also have my summer intern here, Joel Morris. Joel has been here about 2 weeks, and he's going to be starting getting his feet a lot wetter than he has in the past. We're going to have, here, Joel, say hi.
Hello, Boerne. How's everyone doing?
There you go. Sharing a mic here. Yeah, we're going to get him active. One thing to keep your eyes open for, and he's going to be spearheading that and then handing it off to me when he goes back, is health inspections of restaurants. That'll be interesting. We'll raise some eyebrows with that. We're not out to get anybody, but we're out to get good food. And that's what, Nelly, tell me about your involvement as a dining diva. What's it about? Why do you do this? Other than I ask you to.
Yeah, you asked me to do it, and I really enjoy it. I like food. I like to eat. I think you can see that. But I think more than that, I moved to Boerne. I fell in love with Boerne. I think Boerne is a great place to live and to enjoy because of the small town feel. But then also because there's so many different restaurants here that you can pick and choose. And so when you asked me to be a part of it, of course I said yes. And then to be with these three lovely ladies, we're very different. All four of us have different careers, different aspirations. We're at different parts of our lives. But to just sit and enjoy a meal in the evening with them has been amazing.
Right. And Erin, tell us a little bit about your involvement, what you've found so far. I'm going to come back and ask you guys your favorite dishes so far. So start thinking back over the months. Erin.
Well, other than you asking me to, the same thing, trying different restaurants in Boerne, especially staple places, and how they're staying up to date, changing their menus or staying a staple place. It's been really nice, especially not being me. I'm not a Boerne local, so I live way across town, and being able to come and try food here has been a great experience. Nellie's always the organizer, too. She always tells us where we're going to go next.
There you go. And that's one thing. That's one aspect that we did. I've done Dining Divas in several different forms over the years, and when my previous location, you bring the tourist aspect. You might go to, I'm rattling off things here, the Epicure. You might go to Cypress Grill. You might go to Las Guitarras, things you've never been to before, and that's a tourist in us. You know, Boerne's a tourist town. They walk up and down Main. They drive out, go to River Road, and they see places, and they say, let's go there. Or they've read the Yelp or the reviews, and they're ready to go somewhere. So you kind of bring that tourist aspect to town.
Yeah, I mean, and Nelly finds places that she hasn't even been to here in Boerne, and she's like, I've been wanting to try this new place, so it's been great.
And our other two are longtime Boerne residents. That'd be Pam and Kelly, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Pam and Kelly are longtime Boerne residents. So we got kind of a good collection of reviewers. We may have might invite a guest, but then they'd know who our four are. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that, but we might not want to do that. So as far as Dining Divas, how long have we been doing this with you guys? Has it been several months? 6 months? 4
I think
months?
it's been about 6 months. Yeah, I think you contacted us right around November last year.
Okay.
And we've been, I think, 5 places so far.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been trying to keep, we try an Italian place and we want to try a seafood place. Been trying to keep it different every single
Right.
time.
Thank you for doing that, so I don't have to tell you where to go. Hey, folks, my name is Jeff Flinn. I'm the managing editor at the Boerne Star. We collaborate with Boerne Radio 103.9, and it's 1500 AM, correct? And looking over at Roland here, he's the producer. He makes this thing happen. He makes sure we get things done and get them done right for you to listen to 8 a.m. Saturday mornings. We come out and work with Boerne Radio, gives us this spot, and we're very thankful they do that. And we bring in topics of interest around the city. And today we have our own Dining Divas. The Boerne Star does Dining Divas once a month. They go out, pick a place in town, go out and eat, have fun, enjoy the food, enjoy the camaraderie, and then they write about it. That's kind of the thing is, if they have an issue with somewhere, it comes out in the paper. If they taste a dish that is out of this world, it comes out in the paper or online. It's online also. They've assumed the names of the girls from The Office because their names will never be revealed. And the tough part is, I hope they do this, the tough part is they're not supposed to tell their spouses, their friends, their neighbors, their people sitting beside them at church, hey, guess what? I'm a Dining Divas, because that gets around. Yeah, it gets around. So even some of the family members may not know what they're doing, but they probably share the dishes. They probably share that with the significant other. My significant other was one of the first mixes of Dining Divas, so I got to hear about that. Nelly, I almost used her real name. Nelly, tell me a dish that stood out that you remember. You said, oh gosh, I was at so-and-so and I had this. Tell me something that tipped your scale.
Yeah, it was Valeria. I don't even like Italian food very much. And I had a pasta dish there that was a garlic alioli. And I have actually tried to reproduce that dish at home several times because that's how much I loved it. And I don't even like pasta.
Have you been able to do it?
Not quite. I'm almost there.
And where was that again?
Valeria.
Valeria, down on
South Main Street.
On South Main Street, right. Erin.
You almost used it.
Erin.
For me, it was at La Forest Seafood. I loved La Forest. I love Cajun food, and it's really hard to find Cajun dishes here in South Texas.
Right.
So they had an amazing red beans and rice dish, and they had the sliced sausage in it. It was perfection. I mean, the sausage was perfectly seasoned. It was a great dish. All of us, I think, enjoyed our dishes that time too.
And the beignets were really good too.
Oh my God, those were so good.
Yeah.
We love getting the desserts.
Joel, that's right around the corner from our office. So, you fast food, you got Sonic, you got Wendy's, you got Burger King, you got La Forest right there. Good food. They're hyped on their seafood, right? Aren't they? On their
Yeah, they're
seafood?
really good with that.
Yeah, so I can't say what are some things coming up. What do you have in the till? Nelly, do you pick all the places? Or do you guys get together when you're ready to leave and say, next time let's go to blank?
That's kind of what we do, but Nelly always has great ideas.
Yeah, I guess I try to find, like you had said, not places just on Main Street, but try and go outside of Main Street. And so we have come up with ideas and then discarded them. But yeah, we do. We sit together at the end of the evening and go, okay, where are we going to go next? And we all give input on that.
Yeah, we can ask listeners here. And if you have a restaurant in town that you think would be good for our Dining Divas to visit, whether you eat there a lot, whether you went there and got sick, whether you worked there,
Oh gosh.
whether you just sold the place, whether it's a place you eat every day. There's places that eat every day. Oh, we need to have the cinnamon rolls right down here. What's the place right down here has those huge cinnamon rolls? They're as big as a plate. Yeah, we'll have to go
The
there.
Richter?
Yeah, the Richter
Right.
Yeah.
Bakery right here by the Boerne Bookshop has those huge cinnamon rolls. Maybe we'll send you guys there one day, but it's a cinnamon roll. It's only going to be lovely. So, but folks, hey, if you have a place, write this down. Boerne Brew, Saturday morning, get out paper and pen, write down my email address, which is Jeff, Jeff, .FLINN at BoerneStar.com. Don't make me spell Bernie, BoerneStar.com. Email me a name of a restaurant or two you'd like to see. I can pass along these ladies. I'd give you their email addresses, but I'd give away their identities, and we're not going to do that. Nelly, you just ate Richter upstairs, right? Yeah. Tell me about that. That was in this past Wednesday's paper, online edition.
I ordered the Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. And they came to the table, and we did a table share with them, and they were so good. The soy and the bacon, it was just a right blend. And then I had the pad thai. I'd been looking forward to a pad thai for a while, and I ordered it as a medium spice rather than really spicy because I wanted to actually taste the food. The bean sprouts on the top, it was so beautifully presented, and it tasted so good. And then the bean sprouts at the top, they just added that cooling factor to it that really enhanced the dish. And then you talked about the cinnamon roll. What they actually do is they take what they don't use at the end of the day, they take it upstairs and they create a bread pudding out of it. And we had that as dessert. And I think all of us, if we'd known that, we would have just had dessert and nothing else.
Can you guys send 4 rolls up? Those rolls are huge, too. Erin.
Yes. Well, I liked that the Richer had a diverse menu. You have pad thai, but I ordered a burger because for a tavern, that's kind of a staple dish, right?
Yeah,
a burger.
Yeah. A beer and a burger.
Yep. And it was delicious. It was greatly presented. There was plenty of portion. So, I loved it. And one cool thing that we do is we don't just review the food. We also talk about service and atmosphere as well. And Nelly is really descriptive in her words about those kinds of things. I love reading hers more than mine, to be honest, because she does such an amazing job of capturing the atmosphere of a place we go to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that actually comes down to Pam. Pam goes into a restaurant. She's the one who writes that part, and she sends it to me, and then I might edit it a little bit. But honestly, Pam is the one who comes in and goes, I like the decor that they put here. And although we were at one place where the chairs were really weird, and we put that into the review, but that was something that she had mentioned. Mm-hmm. And so we are a really good team between the 4 of us. We really come together cohesively when it comes to describing the food and the atmosphere and the service.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some things that, we're talking about y'all expertise kind of when y'all go to a restaurant. So what are some things that catches your eye? You mentioned Pam's really good with the decor and stuff like that. What catches y'all two's eye?
Well, for me, it's if I can hear the other person. If they have live music, which is a big thing in Boerne. I like live music, but I also need it to be not so dominating, so I can hear the person next to me. That was one thing that I look out for.
For me, it's the service. I waitressed my way through university. I have 5 children, and all 5 of them have worked in the service industry. So I'm very aware that waitresses, staff people can be overwhelmed. And so I always want to be considerate of that. But I also want to know that they're doing their very best. And so when I think that they're not doing as well as they should be, it is a bit of a disappointment. Mm-hmm. And so we do put that into the review as well when we think that they're not being as good as they could be.
I used to be a mystery shopper for about 9 years. Yeah. And when I would go some 9 places, 9 times out of 10, the places were great.
Mm-hmm.
They do it. There's that one you're going to go, oh, you're going to get it.
So, if you've been in this industry, you can sit and you can watch your server and you can say, okay, that server has 4 tables. So if you know how many tables they have, you can figure out what kind of service you can expect. If they have 10 tables, you're not going to get great service. If they have 3 tables, then you should get good service.
Right. We're talking to members of the Dining Divas who participate in the Boerne Star paper on a regular basis. We have them go out and do restaurant reviews. We have 2 of the 4 here. The 4th, we design it for 3. That way it works for 4. If they all go together, great. If somebody slips up and has a cold or they have to go out and go to a funeral or whatever it is, that way we at least have 3 people to sit down. I have 2 of them here today. they've taken the names of the girls from the TV show The Office. We don't tell anybody their names. Their names are hidden. We don't let people know who they are, so people don't know when they're coming. We got Nelly, and we have Erin. Pam and Kelly are working today, so they're not joining us. We record this well in advance of Saturday, so you're hearing this on the take. Tell me about being a dining diva. What's it like when you're not a dining diva and you go out someplace to eat? Do you have kind of a diva-esque approach when you go out and all of a sudden you're sitting there with your husband or your boyfriend, or you're sitting there with family or friends, you're evaluating that and you're looking over there and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that happened to me this weekend. My husband and I went out to a restaurant, and I went to the restroom, and there were no paper towels. There was no place for paper towels. There was only a hand drying facility, and it was right behind the door. So I was like, if I was going to write about this place, it's exactly, I would say the restaurant needs attention. But the food is really good. The food was excellent.
Sometimes it's like I get nervous that they know who we are when we sit down, to be honest. Especially when it's all four of us and we go and sit down and then we're sneaking photos of our food. But I mean, a lot of people take photos
Right.
of food, right? So
I used to have to sneak back in the early days because they'd say, make sure you get a picture of your food. But now everybody takes pictures.
Yeah, now it's a
Everybody-
thing.
Yeah, now it's a thing. That's
Yeah.
great. You've been doing it for about 6 months, right? About 6 months. How have you grown from the first time you did it to now? I mean, now you pretty much snapped into it. But when you first did, how have you progressed from the first time you guys went out together?
I think we open up a little bit more now. At first, sitting down, we were all new to each other, We weren't an established friend group. So we were getting to know each other, and we were kind of shy with our opinions at first. But now that we've developed a relationship, it's been easier to open up, like, okay, the service here wasn't that great, or it was great, or whatever happened at the restaurant's easier to talk about with each other now that it's been 6 months and it's a regular thing.
And we also know who takes the really great photos. And it's not me.
That's Pam.
Yeah.
Pam takes the best
she
photos.
takes the best photos.
I see.
Yeah, and I think what she was saying is true. We become more comfortable with each other, and I think because one of us writes the review, but we all give our input, I think people have become more fluid in what they say and more expert in their opinions about the food.
Do you guys always share food or sneak food off the neighbor's plate when you're out? Well, it's hard to do for a hamburger. You can't really share a hamburger.
right.
But when you have your pad thai or you have the dessert, you guys, is it 4 forks go?
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it
The
depends.
dessert especially.
We always share the desserts.
Yeah.
And we actually, for the Richter Tavern, we used the Boerne passport, so we actually got free dessert, and then we put it on the table and we shared it between the four of us.
Boerne passport. Can you fill me in?
So the city of Boerne has offered these apps that you go and you download, and so there was a free restaurant, and I think there's a free retail. Well, not free. The app is free, and then from there it offers discounts to different stores depending on what they're offering.
Okay. I ate like that just the other day. I'm not going to mention the establishment because that's more commercial than we had to be already here. As we're getting into summer, is it summer food time? Would you gear food that you go eat somewhere towards? I mean, to me, summer means barbecue. It means eating out, being outside under an umbrella, or something that's light, airy, iced tea, that kind of thing. Are you going to angle some of the places you go towards the experience?
I mean, this last one we went to, I don't want to say the name yet because the article hasn't come out, but we did sit on the patio for more than one reason. But it was a nice day, one of those rare good summer days that we can sit outside, and we got to experience the patio service, which sometimes does differ greatly than the main restaurant.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should look at possibly doing that for maybe the next 2 reviews or so.
Especially when we get towards Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are the seasons
Yes.
when eating out takes on a different manner, takes on a different meaning in Boerne.
I will say that for the first 3 reviews, for whatever reason, the night we did it, we had heavy rains.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did.
So one night we were going to sit on the patio and we got rained out. The next time it was really, really cold and almost snowy. Was one of the evenings, and it's been interesting.
Yeah, I remember that now.
We need to have you ladies do more Dining Divas because we need more rain.
Oh, yeah. It's us. We're bringing the rain.
Yeah. Folks, the voices you hear are Nelly and Erin. They are two of our Dining Divas at the Boerne Star. They go out and eat here in Boerne. They pick a restaurant. They go out anonymously. There's 4 of them. They can go out 3 and 4. That way we have an extra person. And they eat and they enjoy their camaraderie. They enjoy the atmosphere. Then they go home and write about it and put it in the paper. So every restaurant, be on guard. The Dining Divas could show up at your place. You know, you never know. But of course, you don't know who they are. So that's not going to help you a bit, because any table at your establishment could be the Dining Divas going to write about it. So you have to treat every table as if they're the Dining Divas, or the Dining Divas are 4 ladies. We can say that. So we never had a man, have we? Well, maybe we'll change that next.
So maybe we need to have a guy in there too.
Yeah, maybe we'll change that on the next go round. But they go out in town and tell me.
I can eat.
So I can eat.
Guest starring Joel.
You've done a lot of Main Street establishments. Are we looking to go off Main? Are we looking to go Fair Oaks Ranch or Comfort or Waring or Sisterdale Road? Are you looking to try to get off Main Street?
I didn't realize we could do that.
Yeah, you can do it.
Then
Wherever there's a parking lot, the lights are on, and they serve food. You're
then
welcome.
Definitely some places in Fair Oaks. I know that there's a sushi place that just opened out there, and then there's another bar that opened up about a year ago. So yeah, I think Fair
That'd be
Oaks, and then there's
awesome.
actually a little Mexican place right on Ralph Fair Road where I've heard so many good things about the place.
There you go.
So I think we should try that one
And
too.
there's a McDonald's in Comfort.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want McDonald's?
McDonald's fries, legendary. So, folks, my name's Jeff Flinn. I'm the managing editor at the Boerne Star. We're doing the Boerne Brew in conjunction with the Boerne Radio folks. Baron Wiley is kind enough to let us come down. I got my intern here for the summer, Joel Morris. We're putting him to work. He's going to be doing some sports things. Got him active in a couple stories on my side of the wall there. And we have 2 Dining Divas here today, folks. We're not going to tell you who they are. We're going to give you their, what do you call it? Your
Nom de
Code
plume?
names.
yeah, there you go. Your code names, your nom de plume, your
Ooh, that
your
was beautiful.
alias, whatever it's going to be. We've got Nelly and Erin here from The Office, 2 of the 4. Kelly and Pam couldn't make it today. They're probably in Hollywood,
Yeah. Who knows?
No, they're at work today. We're talking about some of the ventures they go out. They go out to a restaurant once a month, unannounced, show up and they eat and they dine, they enjoy each other and write about it. Folks, if you have a place you would like us to send them, I'd be more than happy to hear from you, and you can turn around and I'll turn around and turn that to them. You can email me at Jeff, which is JEFF .FLINN. There's an I in Flynn, N in Flynn, jeff.flynn@boernestar.com. And the subject matter, just type Dining Divas or here's a good restaurant or whatever you want to tell me. You just be nice to me. I like it when people are nice to me. And we'll pass it to them and see if they can get out there. I know you've already got your next place picked, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so it's too late for July, but give us names and we'll get them out and get them active in some of the areas around town. We talked about the types of places you go, which I didn't know that you vary your approach. You try to do Italian, seafood, burger, steak. Tell me about how you pick some places.
There was that one beautiful one, Nelly, that you picked. I can't remember the name of it, but the atmosphere was gorgeous. And I had the filet mignon there.
Oh, that was the Creek.
Yeah, the Creek
Yes,
restaurant.
the Creek.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
That was an amazing. Honestly, I don't know. We just look at different restaurants. We Google it and look at the map and go, okay, we haven't gone here yet, or try and figure out based on the night what it will be open. Because some restaurants aren't open Monday and Tuesday,
Right.
so we're limited then depending on our schedule.
I'm going to rip off some names of places because even if you pick them, they won't know it. I'm a Las Guitarras freak. And same man I'm speaking, El Chaparral down there. It's got a new place. The sandwiches at Epicure are out of this world. I had my family come here a couple weekends ago, and we decided to go there, and my wife just fell in love with the place. So the Epicure, the place in Fair Oaks, you mentioned Fair Oaks Ranch up there. I'd like to see, how about the Cypress Grill over here? That's a neat establishment.
Yeah, it is.
Any place you've been, Nelly, that you might throw a name out?
That's a good one. I can't think. Maybe Mary's Tacos. I hear such good things about Mary's Tacos.
Oh, yeah.
And they open another
yeah.
location on Comfort, I think.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you're down there at McDonald's in Comfort, you can swing up to Mary's Tacos.
Jeff brought me to
Go ahead, Joel.
on my first day. He brought me to Hungry Horse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hungry Horse is
yes.
good. Yeah.
I am such a big fan. I just had lunch there. I'm such a big fan. It's so good.
That's a good place, man. I like the Hungry Horse. So
Yeah.
email me your choices for restaurants that might be considered doable by our Dining Divas. We can't let you know who they are, but keep your eyes open. You know, you might be sitting at dinner tomorrow night or next week, and there's a table of 4 women over there or 3 women over there, and that could be our Dining Divas. You know, you never know. Don't go over and ask them. You know, don't, because they won't even tell you
We
anyway.
won't tell you.
Yeah, they won't tell you. So listen, folks, hey, thanks for tuning in. This has been a fun one, different one. Dining Divas are Erin, Pam, Kelly, and Nelly. We have Nelly and Erin here. I keep
He keeps forgetting mine.
No, I look at you, I want to use your name. You know, when I look at you, I stutter. That's because I want to say blank. I'm not allowed to. So, folks, enjoy your day. Enjoy your eating out. There's a bevy of places to eat in Boerne. That's what's so neat about Boerne. It's this little city with great, almost international food. You can get anything you want somewhere in Boerne. You can find it. You just got to know where to look.
I know that we would love suggestions on a French restaurant. Right?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
We've been looking for that.
Yeah, so if you know a place that has a good French restaurant or a good French section of a menu,
That's a good idea.
send it to me. Jeff.Flinn at BoerneStar.com. So, hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. God bless, and you have a great weekend.